Okay. This show. Monday Night Raw. Feels like one of these marathon shows again, to be honest. Where do I begin? Everything's adjusted, but this show tonight, was there really a change, as some would say, into Monday Night Raw, or do we see the same old crap as usual again? What was this, Cleveland, Ohio tonight? Yeah, what do we gotta do? We gotta promote Blood Money 3. I know that. That's gonna be in like another week or two for Halloween night or a day or whatever night. It's a scary day, so this pay-per-view should be very scary of how horrible it's going to be. But what do I have to say about Blood Money 3, especially hyping it up in Cleveland tonight? Huh? Well, we kicked off the show with the Nature Boy. Woo! Ric Flair coming out. Flair was out there after they played. I don't know why they're still playing that Hell in a Cell thing of how horrible it was. But Ric Flair came out. I guess he was there to announce his final member to his team at Crown Jewel, since Hogan had his whole team, which I guess now they added Mustafa Ali and Shorty G, Chad Gable, whatever they're calling him now at this point. Ric Flair was out there talking. They like to bring Baker, or, where's Odell, or, LeBron James is gone. And listen, I'm all you got left, okay? The Nature Boy. So you don't really got any champions around here in Cleveland right now. And he said Hogan's team, talking about Hogan and everything, talking about his team, they got great athletes, but they wouldn't be, pro wrestlers and stuff. He pretty much he went on one guy's like, hey, tell your girlfriend, buddy, tell your mother that too. Hey, I may know your mother also, all right? Because, the kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, son of a gun was here, Ric Flair, and he was, kind of getting to this guy. He's been all over town. He's been everywhere, pretty much. He's kissing all the girls and making them cry, as Ric Flair said. Does Ric Flair sound drunk out here as usual? Yes, but I gotta remember, I'm assuming he does not drink anymore, as he said himself, after his near-death experience a few years ago. It's best he should not be around any type of alcohol at this point in time. But Ric Flair, in a way, I felt like was in rare form when he was talking. I don't know, man. When Ric Flair talks, you listen for some reason. Like, doesn't matter really how old, really, but, sometimes you just be waiting for him. In my opinion, I just be waiting for the guy to throw his jacket on the ground, elbow drop, and start punching himself in the head and start bleeding then, just because it's Ric Flair and it'll get over. Because when Ric Flair talks, you can tell it's not really from his script. It's just him going off the cuff because it's Ric Flair, okay? Who does he bring out, though? Drew McIntyre, which he was drafted to Raw, or he was already on Raw, to be honest. But I guess he was the final member to Team Flair. Flair was putting him over, and McIntyre pretty much came out saying he was honored to be part of his team, and he shook hands with Flair, and told him to get a front row look of what's gonna happen to his opponent at Crown Jewel, which was Ricochet. Honestly, the last time you really saw Drew McIntyre was facing Ricochet during the King of the Ring tournament, till Drew McIntyre disappeared. Then after that, I think he was either hurt or sick at one point. But I guess this was a King of the Ring rematch, if you want to go from that. And like I said, it was the last time you really saw both of these two go against each other, was during that time. Now, I was watching this match, and my friend texted me. He said Ricochet did a moonsault, which some people believe this was a shot at Chris Jericho. They did get in that recoil move because it's like the code breaker and everything. But I believe Jericho let him use those moves. I think, he gave him the pass to do it. I don't know about the lion saw, but when he told me that, I was very interested when that happened. This was actually a really great match, to be honest. I know it was done before, but these two can put on a match out there. They interviewed Flair during the match then. Pretty much, if you had anything to say to Hogan, and he pretty much said, Hogan, listen, this Friday on SmackDown, whatever, Cleveland, Cincinnati, they don't know where they're at tonight, okay? But he said that your team is dead. They're going down, okay? He's going to knock Ricochet back into orbit, and that is what's going to happen. Now, if they want to keep getting this over, they could have Ric Flair come out there and say, like, you're talking to God, okay? You are in the ring with God, all right? You do not want to face him, man. The guy's that crazy, he'll kill you out there. It's Ric Flair, I'm telling you. I'm not going to say they're going to let him say everything like he did TNA, because the guy, I felt like he was, a little bit more over the top, but still raw over there, cutting promos. But just Ric Flair cutting promos is just really fun and always delicious. I don't care. I have fun watching it. It's Ric Flair, so I didn't really have much of a problem listening to his promo during the entire match. Why they interviewed him during the match, I don't know. But this was a really great match, though. It was very enjoyable. McIntyre ended up getting the win with the Claymore kick. Pretty much right after, he headbutted Ricochet and threw him in the corner. DDT'd him and hit him with like a, that catapult thing he does onto the steel steps. As him and Flair raised his arm then. Pretty much McIntyre started imitating Hulk Hogan after that, doing his little ear cuff thing and stuff. But, the whole ear cup thing and stuff. So yeah, honestly, do I really care about this 5-man tag? I guess they're all gonna be on FS1 on SmackDown this Friday. But this was great. I didn't think they was gonna bring McIntyre back for this type of match. But him and Ricochet, we've seen them face each other before, and they put on a great match. So it was good. It's just I felt like I've seen it before. They faced the King of the Ring, but this was another great one, no. And I just thought Ric Flair was funny. I thought it was fun with him out there. I don't know why. I just thought it was. One thing I did notice, they had to talk about one of the XFL quarterbacks. Was it Cardell Jones? Hey man, we gotta start promoting that XFL. It's coming soon. So I heard they had a draft the other day. So sooner or later, we're going to start putting XFL players on WWE TV. This is Vince's thing again, man. The guy started doing it. Maybe soon enough, they'll have Jesse Ventura argue with another coach or something like that in the XFL. I don't know. But remember, people, they're promoting them. So that was the first step. Got a lot of TV deals. They talked to the OC. They were talking about talk about what happened with Street Profits last week. And they talked about Cleveland and how it sucked at AJ Styles. So you guys want all the smoke, but the smoke is illegal in Cleveland. So I guess it was going to be a 6-man tonight. They also showed a video package all the Raw newcomers for Almas, Buddy Murphy, and Aleister Black. Listen, I like all these guys, but number one, I know they've been moved to Raw, but what did they really do on SmackDown? Buddy Murphy was barely on SmackDown. He had 2 great matches, and he disappeared again after this little whole Roman, run over storyline and stuff. They were just pretty much gone after that. Well, he was gone then, because he was barely on SmackDown, and then he was pretty much gone again from SmackDown. Almas, the guy, didn't really do that much on SmackDown anyways. He had great matches with Rey Mysterio, but that's basically all I can say from Almas when he was over there. Aleister Black, he sat in a boiler room most of the time, cutting promos in a dark suit, and pretty much only really memorable little feud he had was with Cesaro, so that was it. And back again, he was back in his boiler room closet somewhere, talking about a madman having rage, and once again, who wants to pick a fight with him? So yeah, at least he looked ready this time. He wasn't in his dark suit this time. But yeah, Black, hopefully they can get him out of the boiler room, closet, or wherever they're keeping him. So I don't know where they're hiding this guy at the time, but at least he's going to be in a match, because you already said what I had to say last week about him when I was doing a parody of the Trapped in the Closet thing with him, which was appropriate, because he's trapped there all the time, and he can never get out. Maybe he'll pull out a Beretta. I don't know. But that's my opinion. No, I'm not gonna sing this time, but maybe next time. I just wanted to play around with it, just see if you think I was gonna sing another verse to Aleister Black is somewhere in the closet. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that right now. But Aleister Black, one thing I don't understand: why is he facing jobbers on TV? He went against this Jason Reynolds guy. Honestly, I thought the match would have even been done quicker. Number one, I'm surprised they even let the jobber have really any type of offense against Aleister Black. Shouldn't he be established at this point? So why is he beating up jobbers? And I know he had a black mask on him for the win. It looked like he missed it, but it wasn't by submission when he was doing the what was it called? The Death Note, I think it was called. his submission move, but he just went back to doing the black mass. But why is he facing jobbers? I just don't understand that. He should be past this point from facing any type of jobber on TV. So that didn't make a lot of sense to me. They went back to talking to AOP, as they said they were on Monday Night Raw. And they said they were on Raw because they were being kept from SmackDown when they were, which they were never on SmackDown to begin with. But pretty much Raw will be written in blood of AOP. The King's Court happened. Rusev came out. Of course, he just pretty much had some shirts and slacks on. He looked like that guy that does that. He throws the rice thing like he was dressed as him. It looked like when he does, I can see a parody coming out already. But Lawler pretty much talked about his marriage with Lana, and should he stay with her? And pretty much him, Lana, and Bobby Lashley being public figures. How should he handle it? So everything's gonna be in public then. There were what chants throughout this. Lawler pretty much said that Lana was complaining that you sent too much money back to your family and interfered in her modeling career and spent too much money on himself. Fans continue to chant what? Pretty much Rusev like, hey, come on now. He's a Hall of Famer, all right? Let's not do the what chants on him, okay? At least he tried to help Lawler, from the what chants, even though they still did it right after. But it was like, come on, man, just chill out with it. But Lawler pretty much still kept asking questions about the whole Lana thing. If it's Lashley's fault. But Rusev pretty much says, he may be a fool, but he still wears his wedding ring and hopes, somehow they will end up happily ever after. I don't know where you're thinking that right now. This guy just pretty much banged your wife. So, you still trying to hope for this marriage, huh? Good luck to you. Bobby Lashley and Lana pretty much appeared in, I guess they were in some restaurant. It looked like some fancy restaurant. And of course they had to put out the cleavage from Lana, man. Gotta see the boobs out there. Gotta stick those out big time. So they were making sure the tits were out there. They were really making sure of that. Pretty much Lashley pretty much said that he's not gonna make the same mistakes as Rusev did. And they'll make sure Lana is 100% taken care of. Lana pretty much said, this is, she asked Rusev to take her to this restaurant, but he never took her. So, pretty much, she didn't have the accent also, saying this is now her new man and everything. And that Lashley said it's now out with the old and in with the new. And they said they pretty much love them to one another to Rusev. Rusev shook his head and pretty much, Lawler asked him, what is your response? He said that I know exactly where they are. So, wow, man, you couldn't even take it to the restaurant and you lost it because you couldn't take it to a restaurant, huh? You wasn't doing your job right, man. What's up with that, dog? Why are you slipping out here, Rusev? What's up, man? You're slipping, dog. You're slipping. What's going on here? I don't know, but he's slipping, all right? But I guess since the guy was slipping out there, what else do I have to add from this? Number one, this feud is already ridiculous. Okay, well, we're gonna get into more of how bad this was even later, but still, just Rusev continues to like a giant cuck out there. Almas and Vega came out, pretty much talking about this is a warning to everybody that their careers are in danger, and that Sin Cara should know better, which Sin Cara means without a face, or a man without a face. And pretty much he will never beat Andrade. Sin Cara came out. They pretty much say he was doing a lot of work in El Paso during this whole time, during that horrible shooting. And, I guess he returned to the ring pretty much a month ago with the first responders. Number one, they're acting like this is a new feud. And I'm sure people going right now, where are the fresh matchups to this show? Number one, we saw this on SmackDown. Especially when Almas at first got to SmackDown, he went against Sin Cara in a feud. Why are we seeing it again? Humberto Carrillo was watching from backstage. This is actually a good match, number one. I wish they actually let Sin Cara work like this more often. Because usually Sin Cara is just, a job guy most of the time. It's just, I didn't really expect this match to go 12 minutes. I actually thought Almas was just going to make quick work with Sin Cara because he did it last time. Now, I know a lot of things people are saying now. it makes Almas look bad because, number one, you've beaten this guy very fast before. Why is it taking you all this time? And again, number two, I'm sure the biggest complaint from everyone is that, once again, Vega always gets involved. It does a Hurricane Ryder from somewhere that Almas just picks up the slack then and hits the hammerlock DDT and it's over. But, in a way, it's like you couldn't do the match on your own. You couldn't get a clean victory. You've beaten Sakara very fast before, but it took you 12 minutes this time. And once again, we have more help from Vega because I'm like a lot of people now, he cannot win the match clean most of the time because it's almost, he always needs the outside interference. And that's every match with him most of the time. It's like Vega somehow, some way will get involved in this match for him to win. But, I like the match with him and Sakara. I just didn't really expect it to go that long. I wish they would actually do so with Sakara if you're going to put matches on with like this with him because it was actually really good. But it's once again, why are we seeing this again if we saw this on SmackDown? They interviewed Humberto Carrillo then, who, listen, I don't know that much about the guy. I don't watch 205. I've only seen a couple matches from him. He's good. And don't get me wrong, his promo wasn't the best promo out there when they were talking to him because, talking about when he wanted to face Andrade and, talking about Zelina, that, he knows them and everything and they have to, prove, but he has a lot to prove to say he wants to be the best champion. He doesn't want to be the champion that plays with fire like Seth Rollins. Number one, I thought Humberto Carrillo looked like a Power Ranger / La Parka with his gear out there with the black and white. A lot of people thought he was La Parka. We're looking at Twitter tonight, but he looked like a Power Ranger waiting for Zordon to come out or something. But I swear he was dressed like a Power Ranger though, for real. But, his promo, it was kind of hard to understand the guy. So I've never heard him talk in general, to be honest, too. So it was okay. But, we'll get to him later on tonight. But I am new to Humberto Carrillo. The Street Profits were hyping up their match tonight, talking about AJ Styles and him and his soccer mom haircut. Throwing up their 90s symbols and stuff. But, talking about we're going to have our first match on Raw and everything. Say we're going to talk about your mama or something. Pretty much, what we're gonna do. Who's this third partner they was talking about, huh? Who is the third partner to the Street Profits, huh? Is it Ric Flair? Nah, he at the after party. Booker T, we still waiting him to dark him as the Dark Knight and stuff. Kurt Angle, he said, nah, just wait on it. We gonna find out tonight. R-Truth was hiding somewhere since Carmella's moved to SmackDown. He doesn't have his partner no more to help protect the 24/7 title. Next thing you know, the Singh brothers come up, pretty much say they were gonna sing in Bollywood. One of them pinned him. I don't know what I don't know what Singh brother pinned him. I don't know if it was Sunil. I don't know if it was Samir. I don't know. They just beat him for the 24/7 title, and that was it. Pretty much says, like, either I'm seeing double or there's two of them, and we're going to get back in that soon enough. They went over this, once again, the Blood Money 3 pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia. Number one, why is Cesaro going against this Mansoor guy? I don't even know. I just don't know. And again, I don't even know what Cesaro does most of the time other than job to people, it looks like. Number two, they show up this parade. Why they got Undertaker out there in that parade? Why? I don't know why. Why is he... Yeah, I don't even want to know. I guess it's like some parade they do down there in Saudi Arabia, but when I'm seeing Undertaker out there for this, something's just very strange about that for some reason. A parade. Undertaker in a parade. Undertaker in a... I don't know. Something don't sound right about that sentence. Undertaker in a parade. I don't know. But, what else other than Saudi Arabia? Viking Raiders versus Hawkins and Ryder. I don't care. Hey, maybe we'll get Pyro when we come out. Good luck. First off, I don't even know what... I'm sick of them and their WWE 2K music. I'm not buying that 2K20 game. That game looks horrible. Okay, I'll just make a quick note of that. I'm not buying that game. I've seen so much glitches people been putting up with that game. That's what happens when you put this game out everywhere every year, and then again, Ukes left, so they left mid-development. That's why this game... Why still release this game if this game is not finished? Why are you still releasing this video game tomorrow? Promotion? You should have pushed it back. Game's gonna fucking suck. I'm skipping that shit. Yeah, I'm not getting 2K. And even if it was a Christmas gift, I wouldn't get it. But, what else? Like I said, Hawkins and Ryder, they lost the War Machine, Viking Raiders. I don't know. They lost, but I don't know. They just I don't even know why this match was even there. I don't even know why I was supposed to care about this match. The restaurant manager came with the Lana and Lashley pretty much telling them that your husband may be on the way. You may want to go. Pretty much Lashley says don't worry about it, and say he doesn't have the balls to show up. Which Rusev ended up showing up at the restaurant, and I don't know. He goes into the restaurant. They got these rent-a-cops, it looked like, or just indie guys trying to hold Rusev back. Rusev literally landed like 3 punches on Lashley and didn't even look effective. They just started arguing, and Lana wanted him kicked out, saying good luck in jail. Listen, this looked dumb. This looked stupid. It wasn't over. It didn't have anything. For a guy that's been, waiting a month to finally get his hands on Lashley after, he's banged your wife for the past few weeks now. This is all you bring to the table? You enter the restaurant, you barely even got to Lashley, you laid 3 little punches on him to the ground, and then he got hauled away by rent-a-cops or independent guys or whatever, and it looked retarded. It looked dumb. It looked stupid. This whole segment was bad. No hype to it, and it just did not get anywhere, okay? So, I don't know, man. You think, listen, and I'll say this too, this may not be the best reference to what I'm about to say, but I remember back then with G4 TV still around. I think the show was still around too. What was it, Cheaters or whatnot? Those guys look like, and I know that show a lot of people say it was fake, but they have better reactions than what Rusev is going. You find out a guy is banging your wife and your wife's cheating on you, you would have jumped the table and charged like a freaking missile trying to kill this guy. What do? You steadily go through the restaurant manager, walk gingerly, slowly to Lashley, get some punches on him, and then you get hauled away by security. It should have been like you running like a speeding bullet, like a tank, attacking a guy that's banging your wife. But even episodes of Cheaters look better than this stuff. Or maybe Brazos will give them another idea, huh? The porn company may need to help them pull off a legit storyline of what they're pulling off. But next, Rey Mysterio came out. I don't know why he had pyro after his entrance. I like it better when it gets to the point, then he hits the pyro, but it had after. But Rey came out. Talk about he was taking all the time to train Cain Velasquez to beat Brock at Crown Jewel. He thanked the fans on the behalf of himself, his son, and his entire family, and the outpouring love and appreciation of the fans. Fans did. Rey said he was humbled that the fans loved him and stuff, and as family, we're all gonna celebrate together when Cain Velasquez beats Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel and puts another scar on his face. Paul Heyman pretty much spoke as he spoke in Spanish, and he says, "Mi amigo, Rey, ¿cómo estás?" Pretty much Heyman said that Mysterio knew Lesnar was going to be on Raw because he was drafted to SmackDown, and he can't be drafted anyone else. Heyman pretty much, said that, Lesnar, he's been waiting for this day for the past 9 years now. Waiting, lusting for revenge to get his hands on Cain Velasquez, and Rey is serving him up on a silver platter now, and that Rey doesn't get through his thick head, but Mysterio cut him off in Spanish. Pretty much says, you don't get through your thick head, and I know he called him a cabron, which means dumbass, and I think he said tu madre means your mama, so I don't know all what he said. Next Shelton Benjamin comes out then, and he talked about Rey Mysterio, say like, listen, why do you have Velasquez out here defending you? You couldn't defend your own son. That's why you're doing it. And says, why is Velasquez getting a title shot, huh? All he did was come up and save you. All I gotta do is come push you, and then I get a title shot. Which he's right, because the guy basically walked in, helped Rey Mysterio, and he's just been handed a title shot without any wrestling match. But Mysterio said this is a family thing. But Benjamin said, Lesnar's my buddy, okay? I went to him, roomed with him, lived with him, trained with him at the University of Minnesota and everything. And they were a team in OVW together. They were champions at one point. And pretty much says that, you're messing with my family now. Next thing you know, he started pushing Rey Mysterio like a bully it looked like. Listen, how many title shots for this game here? I'm pushing now. This gives me an Intercontinental title shot. I'm pushing again. This gives me a U.S. title shot. Starts slapping him in the head then. And he says, where's your buddy now, huh? Where's your buddy now? And, Rey's got a sling on his arm. Next Cain Velasquez comes out. He goes for this bad-looking takedown. And he's very bad work punches, by the way. I don't know who's worse, his or Tyson Fury's. He does these weird little punches. Velasquez put him like in a sleeper, and Benjamin started tapping out, so he threw him out. Listen, Velasquez had no crowd reaction or any type of reaction coming out there. I don't know what's gonna look like on SmackDown FS1 this Friday, but no one really had any hype for this guy, especially since he's facing Brock for the WWE Championship. But it just looked like it did not look good. And it's almost look like, why does Ray need help Velasquez that bad? I get he's hurt, but it looks like Ray's getting bullied. He's got to call his big older brother to come help him. Like, this guy's bullying me, kick his ass. And that's what it looked like. Like, Ray, come on, man, kick him and do something. I know his arm is hurt, but some people look like, Velasquez has got to save him. Like, he's his big brother, but, he's the godfather, so he's got to, like, be his bodyguard or something like that. Or he's got to be his bodyguard and everything, but I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. This Velasquez thing is not getting over it. It's honestly not. What was that next after this? Char Russo interviewed Seth Rollins, the man who they keep talking about on the internet every time I hear about him. What was it this time? He called AEW the minor leagues when he was talking about Kenny Omega, which, you got to write the crap on Seth Rollins, but somebody brought this up to me. Kenny did throw out the first shot, though, calling NXT developmental talent, and said that they belong in his dark match. So, either way, Seth did respond in a way. I know it's not the best, calling the AEW the minor leagues, but Kenny was firing the first shot, so you got to respond back and fire back with some type of ammo, and Seth did that, so you got to be fair on this a little in some type of way. But he starts talking about The Fiend, and one of the Fiend is in his head, but he says he's in the Fiend's head because he was at the Funhouse last week and burned it down. But there's some sort of aura about Bray Wyatt he can't explain, and the Funhouse will be this Friday. But the Fiend is going to change forever inside that ring. But next thing you know, he goes to Humberto Carlo, which when you see him walking to Humberto Carlo, you can hear CM Punk chants in the background. I don't know if those were directed towards him during his promo and that, but I heard the CM Punk chants. Yes, Humberto, you got something to say? And, talk about the whole burn down the pound house, and he would do it again. But, I want to be a champion someday, right? And he says, welcome to Raw. You know what? Your first shot, you want to know what it is? You get first match against me on Raw tonight. So, Rollins versus Carlo tonight. This was not a bad match. One thing I do want to talk about was the Cleveland Browns up front. One of them dressed as Scott Steiner. I saw the jokes on. Like, you got a 33.5% chance of beating New England, or 43.6 chance when you take the landscape that's going to battle, I don't know, Chicago Bears or something. I don't know, Steiner math, but it was cool to see someone dressed as Scott Steiner. This was a good match, though. Unfortunately, the fans did not really care about Carlo, they got no reaction for Carlo coming out, but they didn't really care for him or Seth, even though Seth did kind of get a little good reaction out there with his pyro. But when the fans start chanting, "We want Wyatt" throughout the match, they don't care. They start to get restless. They start to boo. But I liked the match. I thought it was decent, at least, with him and Carlo. Like I said, I don't know a lot about Carlo, but I thought he did good out there with Seth. It looked like Seth was getting pissed throughout half the match. Some people think it was heel tendencies, it looked like, because he was getting booed. But he pretty much went back in the ring, and he offered a handshake to Carlo, which he accepted, showing respect. I don't know if it was coming off as heelish for Seth, or they're going to turn him heel because it's a Bray Wyatt the heel or something, but they booed him last week during the Funhouse. I don't know if it's this crowd or just Seth Rollins is not over. I don't know, but he technically is the face out of all this, so why is he getting booed for showing respect to Carlo? Did I really think he was going to jump him and take him out? Not really, but anything could have happened. R-Truth was in the back with the referee. He rolled up one of the Singh brothers, which the ref didn't count. He started counting. He says, "Why ain't you counting? You got the wrong one." It's, Samir, I believe, is the champion, who had the belt on his waist, started gyrating in as they ran off. And Truth was like, "Oh, man." So it's two of them. So Truth still got to get his belt back one way or another. Street Profits came out. Was going over the barrier with the crowd. I believe Dawkins is from Cleveland, Ohio, or somewhere in Ohio, so it's the hometown. Cool for the Street Profits to get the main event, though, of Raw in their, first official match. The OC came out, asking them what who the third person was. Is he invisible? Is he an imaginary? Where is he, huh? And they go to commercial, but now, if I'm correct, this was advertised as a 6-man tag, right? So if this was supposed to be a 6-man tag, why was it just AJ Styles at ringside? It was just, Gallows and Anderson going against just the Street Profits themselves. And I said, was this going to be a 6-man? And when it kind of got near the end, of this match, Kevin Owens comes out, hits a Stone Cold Stunner on AJ Styles. Like I said, this was supposed to be a 6-man. Where was Kevin Owens hiding at the whole time that he finally came out to help the Street Profits? Montez, he had that big frog splash on Gallows, I think it was. Got the win. Street Profits celebrated. So what is it going to be? AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens again for the U.S. title. If you remember, they faced before for the U.S. title, except the roles were reversed. It wasn't that good of a feud. It should have been better. But I guess we're going to see this again. This was their big mystery plan. Save Kevin Owens, do a Stone Cold Stunner, even though this was advertised as a 6-man tag, but it ended up being a regular tag match. So, false advertisement by WWE to try to hook you into the rest of the night just to give you another bait and switch. There you go. But, overall, I don't know, man. I just felt bored. I was zoning out throughout half this show, I'm going to be honest. Like, I was into it. Like, I felt like I fell off after Ric Flair came out. But they had to pretty much promote Saudi Arabia. I feel like it was a lot of rematches I was seeing from SmackDown or feuds with people like, Almas and Sin Cara out there. Blacks going against jobbers for some reason. Trying to see who else did something. Ricochet and Drew are even seen. It wasn't bad. I thought it was a great match, but we seen this before, before Drew even disappeared to begin with. But, idiotic stuff like the Rusev looking like a cuck and getting barely any punches on Lashley looked bad at that stupid restaurant or whatever they were trying to go with that. Humberto Carlo and, Seth was decent. I think the guy dressed like Lil Parker / a Power Ranger, but he did good out there. I just don't think fans really gave two craps about it because they started chanting, "We want Wyatt then." Main event, like I said, false advertisement. 24/7 shenanigans. Jesus, what else was on this show? I don't know. I just don't even know what to say about this show. Honestly, I was just bored half the time. Seth, the Mysterio promo wasn't bad. I'll say that wasn't bad until the whole Shelton thing. Shelton Bell wasn't on the promo, but Velasquez just killed the whole segment. I don't know, man. This show is just whatever you want to think about it, okay? They got to promote Saudi Arabia Blood Money 3, so there you go. Honestly, I had more fun in Bound for Glory last night than I had more fun watching this boring show that just kind of felt like it was dragging on forever. I just kind of got bored throughout halfway and zoned out, but I had more fun in Bound for Glory last night. Now, last night, I had a lot of fun at that show, and I was in the crowd, so check out my review for Bound for Glory that is posted up right now, BFG 2019, or Bound for Glory just in general, 2019 review. You'll have probably more fun and time watching that, given my perspective of being at the Odeum Expo Center last night there, too. So I think I made the right choice yesterday for going to Impact, because I'd probably be bored. Right now I'm already bored from this show, but I'm still doing a review on this. But this wasn't that good. But I think I made the right choice going to the right wrestling show last night, and it was really fun, and I enjoyed myself. So there you go. But other than that, I am done with this review. Comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about Raw, or even if it was even good in general, just how bad it was. I don't know. This show is just all over the place to me half the time. But it was probably maybe one or two things that were good from this. Everything else was just kind of, just too many rematches, or just bad, or just didn't make sense, or bait and switches. I don't know. But they're just making all the Saudi money and that Fox money right now. That's all I can say from this. People chanting already, "Oh, is CM Punk going to be here?" Since they saw an article on ESPN. Somebody brought that up to me. I know that article was said before. It was on Fox before. Someone said it. So I'm not going to get into that much. But that's what all I got to say about Monday Night Raw. But other than that, I am out of here. Tell me what you thought about this show. If you even enjoyed it in general. If you even survived to stay awake for 2.5 hours without drinking coffee. But there you go from that. Other than that, I'm out of here. Check out my Raw review. Any other review. Check out my Bound for Glory 2019 review from last night. So there you go. I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out. That's Monday Night Raw for you.